probably one thing. So this is our mini portable pump. We have 2 of them on this truck. There's 3 pumps total. So you have 1 hydraulic hose, 1 pump. You can run any tool off of it, but this is mainly if like we pull up, we got to do something. Get this out real quick. You can take it with you, run it over, and get cutting before the truck's even in gear ready to go. So it's a good backup, but the main reason we have is you can just grab and go. So your pump, your hydraulic hose.
Could you also cause a small generator?
No.
No.
That's your small hydraulic pump. And this is your mini combi. So you have jagged teeth in here you can use to cut, but it's mainly a spreader. So when you close this, you want to keep the teeth a little bit apart. And this is our small one. We have a lot bigger one on the side of the truck. Last thing up here to remember is your power cord with your junction box and your reel. I think the reel is 200 feet, 150 feet off the top. You don't need to know how long it is, but just remember reel, pump, hose, and combi. Up here, we don't have one now, but there's supposed to be a winch in here. You're only using it for if we have to move a vehicle, you don't move apparatus. That's how it broke in the first place. It's not designed to pull engine 24, and you should never pull another truck with it. Driver's side. We just keep extra towels in here.
Stick in case you want to beat someone.
Cigars.
Essential.
Whose gears in there?
I have no idea.
Oh, is that Jake's?
I don't think they're gonna ask you about any of this, but your battery and your ignition are over here, all your driver's controls. You do have a key up here for fuel and the carriage hill, right? That's in the neighborhood for that back gate, and then also for our reservoir in Point Pleasant.
Showing them? Yeah, we got it.
You all want to go ahead and hop in the back of the cab, or we'll go over everything else in here. Rabbi, hop in. I highly recommend for videos, just stop them, start them, just so it's not one long big file.
I got like 600 gigabytes.
Alright.
What else is missing in the driver's seat?
So you have 4 portables in here, driver, officer. The driver will always be a black mic. Your crew will always be yellow mics. So you have 4 total. So this is your siren speaker. The 2 other
that?
Huh?
Jake's.
Again?
The 2 other in here. So your middle radio is going to be your local, which
It's on the box.
where's the other mic?
Right there. In your hand.
So that's labeled local radio. So that's just our truck to truck. And then the unlabeled is your county radio. Other things up front, don't really have to worry about too much. We'll do the glove box. We'll all go around at the end and do it.
Yeah.
We keep extra gloves in here, various sizes. That is your accountability cone. So when you go to a fire, you're supposed to have 3 tags on you. 4 would be better, but pants, jacket, and your extra. So you'll tag in with the truck that you get here for the call. So if I'm on the rescue, I'm gonna tag in on that or with the rescue. The cone you can take to the front door. So you will tag in at the front door, either take one off your coat or your pants. if you're going inside for a fire, and the third tag stays on you. That's just so if something were to happen, they can identify who was inside.
Yeah.
So if the house blew up or whatever, they know who's actually in there. Vest, so driver's vest is on the back of the seat. Extra vests are going to be in these pouches, as well as the spare mask, which is in one of those two right there. You fold that down, Reb. It should be folded down. Headsets, I don't know if they actually work in here anymore.
Nope.
We don't need them with the new trucks now, but with the old
Everything's
trucks,
fucking
with how
quiet.
loud they are, you need them just to talk to each other. So, back up on the wall, you have 4 flashlights up top, and you have flashlights down bottom. Your thermal imager is in the middle there. Right under the seats here, this orange container is going to be your O2, your oxygen cylinder with your mask. We're not going to be using that, but we may be asked to grab it if we're running QRS or whatever, because you do have to be an EMT to supply oxygen to the patient. That red container to your left is going to be flares. You just want to double check that's not the triangles anymore.
Where is that kept? Because that's been floating in that corner.
It's supposed to be in the side compartments.
Okay. So we should remove
Oh, that's your
Cones.
triangle. That's your triangles. So that's your safety triangles.
But that's right there.
No, the safety triangles. So if
Oh,
you're
right,
stopped
right,
on the
right.
side of the road,
Outside
yeah,
on
for
the-
DOT.
Yep.
Yeah, we get a blown tire.
So there's a little compartment under these 2 back seats here. There's going to be blankets, towels,
Sit on the side.
some miscellaneous stuff. Blankets, towels, red bags,
The flares are in here as well.
command vests. So if we're having a larger incident, toilet paper, and there's more miscellaneous stuff on the other side.
Yeah, we have
Might
the-
be some teddy bears in
There's
there.
flares on the side.
There's what?
Flares.
Yeah.
And it smells really bad.
It does. It
It's all
stinks.
that extra wind.
Yeah. There's extra bags back here.
Can you throw me Jake's
Same thing that
bottle?
have the vests in it. So I really need to know for the crew pad.
Jeez.
There's no hand tools in here, so it's just your radios, your packs, your mask, your spare mask, and your vests. Driver's side, cab compartment. Red box here is going to be safety glasses. Anytime we're doing anything with an accident, cutting, you're always supposed to have glasses on. Your fold down shield is not safety glasses. Just remember that.
Damn.
So, if I ever catch you using your shield on your helmet as safety glasses, I'm going to scream at you. That's not eye pro.
No, I want that.
More safety triangles in here. The broken box. So some people you'll hear refer to these as Edison plugs. That's just your regular wall outlet. Most fire trucks or apparatus will use a 3-prong that's a twist lock, so it's not the same. But so if you hear anyone saying Edison, it's a regular cord.
Okay.
And then last is your fire scene tape in the back, just a yellow roll. Just leave it. So all your hand tools are going to be on these boards. It's pretty much the same on both sides. There's one difference of tools. So you're going to have a sledgehammer, a dead blow hammer. A marriage or married pair is going to be an axe and a Halligan put together. So on both sides you'll have a Halligan, a pick head axe, flathead axe, and a specialty tool. So this is a Z-hook used for pulling down like ceilings, drywall, stuff like that. So the other side is going to be exactly the same except for this tool. So you have 8 seats on this truck. You have 6 packs because only 6 of the seats can hold them. Your driver's pack is in this black box.
Stuff cover sharp edges.
Right here, these are post covers. So it's just old fire hose we cut up. If we have to cut the roof off a car, take this, slide it on, no one's gonna get cut. Couple oil mats. These are referred to as your Legos, your plastic cribbing. So they're just step blocks like we have down here, but just various sizes. There's wedges and flat blocks.
Must be nice being dog.
These are your step shocks. Same thing for stabilizing a car. Figure out where it's going to sit, and you can kind of wedge that in, and they'll just keep some pressure under the car. Only downside with these compared to the wedges, it's never going to fully be seated on one of these. So you never want to hit it to move the car, but you want to just under it so it can catch it if the car were to fall down.
What was the black container? Is that the
This,
there?
This is the
this is
driver's
the driver's
bag.
bag.
Driver's bag.
A lot of people forget that.
Stokes basket.
We'll get there. Like your job, Greg.
Sorry.
Yeah. Don't take my job. You gonna be captain?
You have to be a black hat for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I just got it.
Miscellaneous tools, you're gonna have a flat shovel, a spade shovel, and a road broom, so very, very stiff. You'll be able to use it, just sweep debris, whatnot off the side of the road. Let me grab that. So the Stokes basket will come out of either side. So in the basket, you're gonna have two backboards. These are splints for patients. And this is your webbing, so you can use this to run it through, hook up, keep someone secure if we have to lift the basket into an air or whatever. You have all the equipment here to do so. We never really use these anymore. We'll grab a Stokes basket if we need it, but the backboards we'll almost never use, which is why we're not putting them on the new trucks. EMS has backboards. We're mainly just gonna use the Stokes.
Would you call that the reefer?
Huh?
The reefer?
What?
Reefer?
The stints, the back.
These are backboards. This is a Stokes basket.
And the other bag.
Splints.
Splits.
You're probably thinking of Reeves, which is a different.
Reeves,
That's
yes.
a different kind of basket.
Mm-hmm.
What if it just went on the other side?
It won't. There's other stuff there. Last one here is your cribbing. So you can see they're all painted for color matching. You're gonna have all kinds of various sizes, thin and thick wedges, 2x4s, 4x4s. So if you ever hear someone say, hey, go grab me a 4x4 or 2x4, they're talking about wood. 90% of the time. They could also say, grab me a 4x4, and they're talking about medical gauze. So ask for clarification if someone tells you to get something. We had that happen a few years ago with one of our old lieutenants. Mark, when he was captain, said, go get me a 4x4, and he comes back with a piece of wood, but he needed the gauze. So that's all in this compartment. This one's a lot more simple. This is going to be all your hydraulic tools, with the exception of the one up front. So this is your main truck pump. The drivers themselves is going to have to turn this on, which that's why there's a delay. And in case this goes down, we have this portable pump and the one up there. This one's a little bit bigger. You can run 2 tools off of it, whereas that one you can only do 1. The truck itself, you have 2 reels on both sides that we can stretch out. So you're able to run 4 tools at a time off this truck. So that's always connected. You're gonna have your cutters, your big cutter. Whoever did this, the clearance,
cutters, right?
yeah, the clearances are wrong, so it never. This is your jaws of life, your big combi tool. So this can be used, it's technically a spreader, you can't really use it to cut, but if you had to in a pinch, you could. This tool weighs about like 45, 50 pounds. So just remember that when you're holding it, you want to kind of balance on the back. We have a smaller cutter here. hydraulic rams, which are used to push the dashboard away. So we have 2 and then a smaller one. These are your steps that are used to secure these so that when you're pushing, you have something to brace this against.
What'd you call those?
Rams.
Rams. No, not the.
These are your chocks for it. Your mounts, your guides, whatever you want to call it. And then lastly, this is your steering wheel and pedal cutter. So cutting brake pedals off, steering wheel you can cut apart with it. It's very, very slow if you cut a steering wheel though. So just remember that. The bigger the tool, the more power it has. So obviously this one's gonna be a lot slower, but we have miscellaneous tools for different jobs.
And then you would just call it mini cutter?
Brake cutter, steering wheel cutter,
You just
either
call
or.
it brake cutter.
Extra hoses in here. And then your reels, which are I think 100 feet. So that is a limitation. If the truck can't get to the vehicle, you may run out of hose. You can't put hoses together, but that's the point of these mini pumps. Grab the pump, take it with you. You'll never use this. This is your light control for the tower up top. This is gonna be the driver's job only. And then your rewinds for your reels. And this is your master switch here for the hydraulic pump if you ever had to shut it off for any reason.
We're gonna have to readjust that blue hose.
Nah, whatever. It's not my problem.
Did this go to the vehicle fire? Or was it just the engine?
I wasn't there.
You're at work. Megan, did this get out for the vehicle fire? Or was it just the engine?
Would you guys have at the Cross Keys Giant this? Did you have engine 201? We had a couple different
Forget.
apparatus show up. But honestly, because I was first there, I didn't pay attention to anything else that rolled up.
Just remember, this is a rescue. It should not be your first out piece. If it's the only piece we can get out, the officer needs to call the county for an engine because we have extinguishers in here and that's it. You're
Is
not
that
putting
anything? What about like an auto extrication?
Well, yeah, you want to roll this, but anything fire related, alarms, any of that, if we're only getting this out, you can call county for another piece. Because we rolled this, someone rolled this to a dumpster fire as the first in piece. What are you gonna do?
Fire extinguisher.
One spare cylinder on this side. You'll see that it's facing this way. When a cylinder is exhausted, it's empty, you put it back in this way. That's our universal sign for knowing, hey, if I'm trying to find one, you open it, it's facing this way, you're good to go. Diesel fill cap right here. This one's all the commodities. So you're gonna have water, Gatorade. We have to get some more, but like Mio or juice that you can spray into the water bottles. The Gatorade is only supposed to be used if we're doing like a long incident, fire, whatever. So try not to use it on like alarm calls if it's hot. Just save the Gatorade for the fire calls.
Just like the tank of pretty.
Pack of water. Your canteen supplies. So this is going to be energy bars, crackers, mini Oreos, cups, trash bags, napkins. You don't have to know all this by name. I don't think you should. There's no reason to. Just know that it's gonna be your snacks. Extra tub of water. Back here is gonna be your coffee maker, paper towels, and coffee supplies. So cream, sugar, K-cups, filters, all that good stuff.
And you said the maker's in the back?
Coffee maker's in the back. I've never seen it get used on a call, but it's there if you need coffee.
You're there for hours.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
this one, just be careful with it. It's very, very heavy. So this is going to be rope rescue equipment. Only things you'll probably ever use up here are throw bags. So these are your life safety bags. So you'll kind of open it and you can throw it out to someone who's in water in distress. There'd be harnesses in here. Gonna open that. These are gonna be your rope climb bags for technical rescue with your climbing helmets. What?
Is there only supposed to be 300?
There's more on the other side. So this is just extra padding. This is for EMS. I forget the exact name of it. I know I just did it. This is for someone who's sitting down and you need to secure their back or brace them. Again, you're not going to use it. It's going to be EMS only. Just remember, if EMTs ask you to assist with stuff, you can do CPR. Technically, you can hold an IV bag if they ask you to, but any extensive medical care, you're not allowed to do without medical certification. So, whatever they ask you to do, you can do, but don't just start doing stuff. Like, technically, you're not the one who's supposed to be putting this harness on. You can assist with it, but you're not supposed to be doing it by yourself. Let's go. I'd say there's like 150, almost 200 pounds trying to pull down, so just be careful with it. Don't smack your head.
Just back here.
All right, this is your mobile cascade. So you will see us compared to other companies. A lot of rescue trucks will have this. This is not an infinite air supply. It's a closed system, so we have four tanks back in here that will fill off of, the same as back there. However, there's not a way to regenerate the system. So when it's empty, the only way to fill it is hook it to the system back there in the firehouse. So you have 7 extra cylinders, and these blue ones is labeled as tool. It's a Draeger, it's a different kind. This would be running airbags, hand tools, stuff like that. This is not for breathing. All of these other ones are for breathing. Oh, there's the adapter that we're looking for.
Oh, shit.
Harnesses. Yeah. So these are called air caddies. You can throw 2 cylinders in it, throw it over your back, walk with them, and then carry 2 more in your hands. There's 2 of them back in here. Tarps for salvage and overhaul. And this is a carpet shield. So it's like a film you put down. There are 4 tarps in total. And your air cascade cylinder log. Last time it was used was May. You will not be using this unless you're signed off with the instructor. Coming back here, these are your mobile lights, so you can see the cord's very, very short on these. If you just want to set up scene lighting next to the truck, or these can be moved, you can run an extension cord. Here. 3 saws, your chainsaw, your case saw, and your mini saw. So the mini is just a small version of this, designed to cut masonry, whatnot. Your chainsaw is meant for roofs or wood. You can use it on a metal roof, however, it is going to destroy the saw. So in a worst case scenario, if this doesn't get started, you can use this to patch a hole in the side. These saws are very, very tricky to use, so there's a lot of momentum when the blade is running. You want to keep it away. If the saw were to hit the ground, the saw is running this way, the saw could take off across the parking lot. So use a lot of caution with these things. Try to leave it to more senior members who have use until you get more practiced up on it. We do not use regular gas. These are all 2-stroke tools. There is one 4-stroke tool somewhere. Forget. I want to say it's 124. They have a 4-stroke saw. So we use this tool fuel to fill it. It's just a clean mix. There's no ethanol. So all you do is just fill it up with this right away. If you run out of here, we can fill it up from the back.
Saves the hassle. mixing it.
You don't have to mix it, you don't have to worry about it corroding, degrading.
You're good to go.
It's pretty much just high quality, expensive fuel. Yeah, here's your 4 cycles. So. This one. Yeah, because you got an oil fill right here. So this should be your 4 cycle. Easiest way to tell, if you don't know, you look at the side where the fill is, you'll see a gas pump and an oil drop. That's how you know it's 2-stroke. This one probably doesn't have it, so you don't want to put 2-stroke fuel in a 4-stroke. It will burn it out and make it run lean. If you put 4-stroke fuel in a 2-stroke, it's going to blow up. So,
Oh.
if you have questions, just ask someone.
There's a spark plug too. Yeah.
Should be up by the cap there.
I see the oil
So that's 2-stroke. We just, I guess we have it.
on each rig.
Well, we used to have is it not this fan? We used to have a gas-powered fan. That's probably why we put this in here. The reason you don't use gas-powered fans, they're blowing the fumes right back into the house. So
What's in the toolbox?
saw blades, chains, maintenance items.
Yeah, it's like hand tools, but for
There will be one extra chain for the chainsaw. Just be careful closing these because you can pinch your fingers real bad. This one we're gonna have mini cones. Let's hit it. So we have 3 box fans in here. The wheeled fan, the fan that you can hang, and your last one here is a water fan, a mister fan. So you can actually hook up a water supply to it and mist water out from it. Probably never use it. You do have one junction box and electric reel back here. I know it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna take you a while to get the hang of it. Biggest thing to remember so far, your rescue tools in terms of hydraulic stuff is all gonna be on the driver's side of the truck. Any technical or hand tool is gonna be on this side. So these are called rescue jacks. We have 2 of these, and we have 2 junkyard dogs. So the rescue jack is designed, you put it up against the vehicle, you hook a strap to it, you get a 3-point contact with a triangle, you're stabilizing a vehicle. These are fairly heavy and they do have attachments. So if you ever are asked to grab these with it. Back here, these red ones are junkyard dogs. They're just an older version of these. And they have a little bag up here that has the miscellaneous tools. Same thing, if you're asked to grab it, grab everything with it. Excuse me. These are tent stakes back here. Right here is another version of a jack, a high lift jack. You crank it, it moves up on the notches. And then right here is your, I'm not gonna turn it, but it's your oil dry. So you fill it up top, put these bags under here, you turn it, and it'll pump out oil dry for you.
and that's a little tough to turn.
Because there's a lot of pressure on it. This is your low pressure air line, so this is designed for your hand tools. So all the stuff I'll just kind of go over in here, but anything that's low pressure is going to be non-breathing related. So your impact gun, your air chisel, air hammer, all of that will be run off of here. Your high pressure line is air packs only. So what you can do is this, I believe this is 300 feet, maybe up to 400. It's high pressure air. You hook this directly to the pack and you, I won't say an unlimited breathing supply, but you have a high yield breathing supply running off the truck for extended operations, confined space, stuff like that. We're not going to go over everything in the toolboxes, but we'll give you like a general idea. So This is your carpentry tools. What do you think would be in here?
You say carpentry?
Yeah.
Handsaw.
Hammer and screwdrivers and all that.
So miscellaneous stuff, you're gonna have your chisels, your pencils, your markers, pry bars, tape measures, hammers, drills that's electric powered, drill bits, saws. So anything you would need to cut, mainly not cut wood, but like cut through it. You're not cutting it in half, but you need to do something with the wood, brace, stabilize, any of that. If you're gonna cut it, we have sawzalls for that. Your buttress bracing support. So these straps, it's gonna be in combination with this. So these are just different bits for the top of it. Witch's hat, lock. These are locks for your buttresses, the ones that crank back up in here. And then the straps are how you're securing it to a vehicle. Make sure it's closed before you lift it up, so you're not ripping the strap off. And be sure to put this back, otherwise these can jam against the door and you won't be able to open it. Most important one you'll be asked to grab all the time is your battery box. We have these in every truck. So it's gonna be miscellaneous tools, crimpers, cutters, electrical tape, and wrenches. Anything you need to cut or disconnect a battery. Every truck will have one. It will look exactly like this. Sockets, self-explanatory. It's gonna be 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive sockets, as well as the, we have hand version, and we have hand ratchets. I don't think there's breaker bars.
No.
And we do have mechanical ones in there. Hand tools, self-explanatory. It's gonna be your screwdrivers, your wrenches, anything that's hand tool that's not sockets or ratchets. But yeah, pliers, all your screwdrivers are gonna be in here. Those are like the main things you gotta worry about. You do have screwdrivers in the battery box, but if you need something a little bigger, a little smaller, you'll grab it out of here. Glass management. Every time we go to an auto extrication, highly recommend someone just grabs this in case you need it for a backup plan. So this is everything we'll need to remove a windshield. Suction cups, throw it on the windshield, snap it down so that you can pull it off when you're done. Ice picks to get a relief cut. We have air chisels and saws in here, hand saws, scalpels. I'm not gonna open that because that's sharp. These are your glass saws. So you're gonna hold that, saw down glass. Will not work on side windows because side windows shatter, but windshields, because they're laminated, you can cut through and they'll stay in one piece. Might take a while. Always make sure the boxes go with label out. These are gonna be all your air tools, regulators. We'll probably never use the impact out of here, but you might use the air chisel, air hammer. So I gotta get an extender for it, but just remember air tools. severing tools. So just think of anything you would need to cut. It's gonna be your pliers, your crimpers, your cutters, your saws. Self-explanatory. Plug kit. You need to stop a leak on a fuel tank, oil drum, small carboy. So you're gonna have tape, putty, fittings, PVC, miscellaneous bolts, nuts, wooden dowels. So just think about if you have a container that's leaking and you need to shove something into it to stop it. It's all gonna be in here.
I think the tire. That's what I thought originally.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So this is your steering wheel cutter. This is what you're actually going to use to cut a steering wheel. That pedal cutter can technically, but it's not designed for it. That's really only meant for cutting a pedal. This is what you're going to use to completely snap a steering wheel. It's very, very good for the job. Once you get it real tight, push together, you'll hear it pop and snap. Steering wheel's cut. Very, very quick work with this. When you close these, always make sure they're below the black tab or else an alarm is going to go off in the truck.
It's expired.
That's fine. It still works. Spare cylinders. You have 2 on this side of the truck.
3 total.
As Greg pointed out, these are glow sticks, chem lights. Yeah, it's expired, but probably still work. There's like 2 of them that are supposed to be in here. I'll help you with this. This one's a lot heavier. So more tech rescue rope equipment. So you won't ever go over this until you go through fire 2. So these are going to be your long rope bags. These are climbing ropes. The smaller bags over there, the throw bags, are not rated for climbing. These are climbing and lifting. In here is going to be all your rescue supplies. You will not be using this until you have your rope certifications. This is going to be all your climbing equipment, your snatch blocks, your harnesses, your climbing tools, rigging, ladder, all that stuff. Ladder not as ground ladder, it's a piece of climbing equipment. So that will all be in here. You may need to grab this if we go to high rocks and we have to get someone across the water as opposed to bringing them up the hill. That may be the only time you're asked to grab this bag.
Also for ice rescue, right?
Yes and no. A lot of this equipment is meant for vertical climbing. For that, you're mainly just going to use these.
Okay.
And 2 extra helmets up here. These are going to be your airbags. So you'll see on the side you have markings 38, 38, 25, 13. These are your ton limits. So your first number is going to be the bag by itself, and your second number is going to be your supported, what your maximum is. So obviously 38 tons, this is going to lift a tractor trailer that's well over 70,000 pounds. Just various different sizes, different heights. This is your big boy airbag that you can use to lift a car. It goes up to like 24 inches or something like that. And this is going to be your airbag supply kit. So same thing. There's not an actual class for this per se, but you need to be qualified in using this equipment. So that one blue cylinder that we went over on the side, that's what this is going to be used for. So this is going to be all your hoses, connections, dead man switch, anything used to operate these bags, where you're going to hook the cylinder on one end, bag on the other, and vary the pressures to get them to move. Easy way to remember it is breathing air is high pressure, tool use is low pressure. That may be a question you can ask. This is gonna be your mechanical tool compartment. Hold on. So starting on this side, everything we have is a 20 volt DeWalt tool. All the batteries from this, the new engines, they all swap and can be used. So you're gonna have your impact gun, 2 Sawzalls. This is your impact driver. The main thing we use this for is we have a, where is it?
Reciprocating saw, not sawzall.
I don't care. Just because you had an instructor tell you you can't call it a Sawzall doesn't mean you can't call it a Sawzall. It's a Sawzall.
No, I agree with you. I'm just riding the joke.
Listen, if I was in that class, I would have said that a million times. I wouldn't have cared.
So the reasoning is branding. In
So
the
like
heat
how
of
you
the
say
moment, somebody's gonna
Kleenex
look
instead
for
of
it, so,
tissues,
yeah.
that kind of stuff. I really don't care. Call it a Sawzall, you're not gonna get yelled at. Mark Longo may give you crap for it, but whatever. I
Mark
don't care.
Longo calls them cans.
Yeah. Call it whatever you want, as long as you know what it is.
Oh, we do got some Milwaukee shit.
Yeah. This is gonna be your circular saw and your battery power bank. So this is hardwired to the truck just to charge your batteries. Blade box, so this is gonna be drill bits, cut off wheels, and Sawzall blades. So you're gonna have, currently on it, this is a metal blade and this is a multi-purpose. We also have fire blades, which are combination, but the teeth are way bigger, so they can cut through wood and metal. Multi-purpose blades are not good for both. They work on both, but a metal blade's obviously gonna be way better on the metal for the smaller, finer teeth, and your wood blade's gonna be better just because it's got thicker teeth. These are the powered versions with twist lock plugs. So when I was talking about the fire, this is what you're using. You put them in, you twist it, you lock it. You have to get an adapter to run this in a house, but the fire truck has all the reels that are wired to this. So this is a better plug to use for multi-application, water, cold, anything like that. So these are just the same tools that's up here, just house current. And then last thing here is, this is your wheel. So this is used for rescue operations. If someone asked you to get the wheel, this is what they're talking about. This will go on the dashboard, or I'm sorry, the hood of a car. We'll run a chain to the steering wheel under the car, use this as leverage to pull the steering wheel off a patient. Go around to this side. This is gonna be all your cords and adapters. Twist lock to house current. Your portable scene lights that run off the twist locks as well. And then this bag is not labeled, but this is your man versus machine bag. So there's a class that they took prior to me getting here. It's called man versus machine. It's using all kind of multi-tool of miscellaneous tools. I'm sorry, the man versus machine is going to be in that compartment. This is your cut-off wheel bag. It used to be in here, that's why I'm saying that. So you'll have 2 cut-off grinders in here and weed whacker string. To be honest, I don't know what we did. Close it. So you have one hydraulic reel over here, one junction box with the twist lock plugs. Fire extinguishers, we have 4 on this truck. So a silver one is gonna be referred to as a PW, pressurized water. Obviously not to be used on electrical fires, but anything that's burning, use it on a car, use it on brush. You get a lot of pressure out of it. You have 2.5 gallons of water in there. You can put out a good amount of, you can even knock a house fire with this while you're waiting for a hose. There's plenty of stories for that. So we have 3 of these. Last one here, your red one. So it's gonna be this one should be ABC. Yep. So always check the labeling. You have ABC, so A is gonna be your ordinary combustibles. Your B is gonna be your flammable liquids like gasoline, diesel, stuff like that. And C is gonna be electrical type. So an ABC can be used on all 3. whereas PW can only be used on A, ordinary combustibles. I probably should put the PW because I'm gonna set it off.
Why not have all four just be ABC?
What?
So why not have all four of them?
Because ABCs are very expensive, and if
Okay.
you're using this to put out regular fires, these we can
Waste of
refill
money.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
But, it's money, but also practicality. So these, we can refill these at the truck. You hook up an airline to it, you fill it with water, pressurize it, you're good to go. This, we cannot fill, it's only certain companies that can do it. So like, we'll do, when we do fire prevention, we'll set this up out back for the little kids to just knock down balls on cones.
Yeah.
And I can keep refilling these all day. So these are gonna be your come-alongs. Does anyone not know what come-along is? So think about a chain with a ratchet on it that you're turning, and it's pulling the chain to provide lifting or pulling pressure. So we have 2 sets as well as spare chains. Last one down here, every truck is gonna have a first in bag. So if we're going to a cardiac arrest and medical call, they ask you to grab a first in bag. That's what you're looking for. It's an orange bag with medical equipment. On the rescue, it's here. On the engines, it's either gonna be in the cab or in a separate compartment. Over here, similar to the other side, your sledgehammer, Halligan. This one's a little longer than the one over there. Your flathead and pickhead axe. And here's the difference in the tools. So you have your crowbar, your closet hook, and your bolt cutters. We do have bolt cutters on engine 24, right? That's like
Fucking huge.
huge, where you could cut almost anything with it.
That's gonna be in the cab where we sit in the back. Right at the wall.
More medical equipment for QRS. So this is going to go with the backboard. This is going to be your stabilization on the side. Collars, your PET mask for oxygen. Your regular mask is going to be in the oxygen container.
Sheet collar. Sheet collar. Is in there also.
Yes, your collar. More shovels, another broom. Along with the mechanical tools for the side of the truck. We have 2 more step shocks. We have wheel chocks, the big rubberized ones. These are called sidewinders, so you can either manually do it or with a tool or an impact. It's like a regular car jack. You put it under the car with the plate or with a metal plate, depending on your surface. Put this right up into the car and keep it stabilized. This is very, very quick, whereas the ones back there take some time. You throw this on the car, 10 seconds, it's good to go.
What's in the bag?
I'll go over that in a second. More post covers that slip on the sides. And I'm not gonna go too in depth in this, but this is a RIT bag, Rapid Intervention Team. So the rescue may be called for RIT on fireground operations, so you typically skip a company and go to the next due after there. So it's the blue cylinder. This is meant for the RIT team set up on the side. They have to activate to go save a firefighter who's injured, lost, disoriented. They're taking this with them to give air to the firefighter.
I remember we did the drill like a few
Yes.
weeks back, or like a month ago or something.
Highly, highly recommend taking the RIT class. It is very extensive, very difficult, but that's what this will be used for. And then 3 more bags of cribbing. They won't ask you how many pieces are in there, because to be honest, no one knows. And they just changed it, so. driver's side compartment here.
You mean passenger?
Huh?
Passenger?
Officer side.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a tack stick. So this is used to detect live electrical energy. Different settings. Off now. This setting would be used for like power lines. And then last thing in here is the subunit. So this is designed to go over an airbag that has not deployed on a steering wheel. This is to protect you, so if you're working, this is on properly, the airbag goes off, it's gonna contain the airbag. It's not gonna hit you or the patient while you're working.
What'd you call it?
SecUnet.
Sick. Oh, sick unit.
SecUnet. These are one-time use, so if you do put it on the vehicle and it goes off, you have to get rid of it. If we put it on and it doesn't go off, we can reuse it.
How would you use that on a passenger airbag?
You don't. Driver's only.
Only on a driver.
It's just meant, the passenger airbag will go up and out of the way. This is mainly for the driver, if you're working between the driver and the steering wheel. If it goes off, it could probably kill you.
And then
Yeah.
what was in the red box up here?
That was the one that was up in here,
Yeah, what was that?
The
the triangles.
Triangles, right?
Come around to the officer's side. So we're gonna have some miscellaneous equipment in here. This is your winch control. Whiteboards.
Binocular.
Yep. Binoculars. Wood chalk for doors. Registration. Stuff you'll never use. So this is your Hazmat Terrorism Emergency Response Guide. It goes over, this is not a county thing, this is like a national thing. It just gives you guidelines for certain scenarios. Rail cars, hazmat incidents, terrorism, nuclear bombs. Find the one. If you go to the back here, gives you all the different categories. Radio operations, asphyxiation, command. But these are all the different scenarios it has guidelines to. These are not our specific guidelines, but it's just, hey, we have this, what should we be doing?
Different chemicals and stuff, right?
Yeah, but this is not primarily what you want to use for chemical. This is one of the things you would use. This is your NIOSH Pocket Guide to Chemicals. This is the old version of it. So you have NIOSH and you have the Emergency Response Guidebook, ERG. These are your two guides for, okay, we have this kind of chemical. What are some hazards associated with it? This one specifically just tells you health hazards. Your Emergency Response Guide is going to tell you what's the number one hazard. Is it health? Is it explosion, fire? What kind of clothing do I need to wear? How far should I evacuate? The numbers you see on the side of trucks, rail cars, whatever, this will tell you what it is. Flashlight for the officer. And that's it for the base of the truck. Now we have to go up top. Anyone scared of climbing ladders?
Nope. It's my favorite thing to do.
before you all climb up, there's a little compartment here. Inside, you're gonna have an attic ladder and 3 pike poles. They are very, very long pike poles in this truck. I think one of them is like 12 feet, some of them are 10, and one's 8. In here is going to be another attic ladder and long pieces of wood.
This one has one attic?
Yeah.
One and then pickleball.
Your 2-fly ladder and your roof ladder. So these are referred to as the coffin compartments. So this is going to be your oil dry in these containers as well as in these bags. This is mostly mitigation and hazmat stuff up here, so a lot of it we won't use. These you will. These are oil mats. So we have gray and white. White is universal and gray is strictly oil. So this will pick up oil, but it's not good at it. The gray mats are great at picking up oil. In terms of mitigation, we have ponds as well as socks, tarps. Go over to here. This is going to be a lot of your decon stuff. So all of these bags contain suit level B suits, which are pretty much just like Tyvek suits. We have a little giant up here. Walkers for patients after an incident has occurred or they're getting deconned. All these little brooms, little scrub brushes used for decon. Shovels. Oil mats here. And then miscellaneous stuff, duct tape, gloves. This compartment here is primarily decon. I believe there's 10 of those bags total.
So you could
We-
have 10 people suited up.
Yeah, but we're never gonna do this. The
Yeah.
hazmat team is gonna do all of that. You wanna close it?
Wait, can I go picture?
Is that something that we could get certified for or not?
Yeah, but you have to go through it to be
Separate.
to play in the goo. You have to be a hazmat tech. You will
Okay.
get hazmat operations with Fire One.
What the fuck? You're going way. Little giant walker.
I think I'm gonna
Walkers,
upload this whole thing to
brooms,
YouTube.
Bags.
It's gonna be like an hour long. I'm just gonna upload it so I could delete it off my phone. It's a lot of useful information though.
If you do make it private.
Yeah, I am. That's what I was planning on doing.
Life jackets. We have, I think, 7 or 8 of them. Particle board or plywood sheets for if it's very, very muddy outside and we're doing an auto extrication in a dirt field, mud field, we can use that for stabilization. 5-inch roll of hose. Remember, we do not have a pump on here, but this is going to be used for hazmat and decon operations. You can also fill that up with air if you put both ends on. And then last thing is your squeakies. And there's a tent in here as well.
And we would use the tent poles in the side over there,
Yes.
officer side.
They could be used for that, or they can be used for
whatever.
anything else. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a big green bag at the bottom.
Other than that,
That's it. Besides your light tower being right there,
all right.
we've gone over everything. It's a lot.
Was exactly an hour.
It'll take.